Hi dear children, welcome back to our basic science class. In the previous class, we discussed about the bonds. Today we are going to discuss about joints. Okay children, let's start our class. Children, do you know what is a joint? A joint is a point where two or more bonds meet. Joints help to move different parts of the body like neck, knee, fingers, palms and elbows. Okay children, let us discuss some joints in our body. First one is ball and socket joint. It is seen in shoulder and hip. It is freely movable. The ball of one bone rotates in the socket of the other bone. So what is the characteristics of a ball and socket joint? Yes, it is freely movable. The ball of one bone rotates in the socket of the other bone. The next one is hinge joint. It is seen in the elbow and knee. It is like a hinge. It can be moved only in one direction. So what is the characteristics of a hinge joint? It can be moved only in one direction. The next joint is pivot joint. It is seen in the neck. It is the part where the skull and the anterior part of the vertebral column joins. It is a bone turns in opposite direction at an axis in the same plane. So about pivot joint, it is a bone turns in opposite directions at an axis in the same plane. The pivot joint is seen in the neck. Next, we are going to discuss about bone fracture. Strong impact can cause the breaking of bones or appearance of fissures in the bones. Breaking of bones is called bone fracture. Sometimes the position of the bones is changed. This is called dislocation. So the strong impact can cause the breaking of bones or appearance of fissures in the bones. Breaking of bones is called fracture. Sometimes the position of the bone is changed. This is called dislocation. Children, let's look the symptoms of bone fracture. Pain in the injured part, difficulty in moving the injured part, swelling of the affected part, a slight bending at the site of injury, and the structural change with respect to a similar bone. So children, what are the symptoms of bone fracture? Pain in the injured part, difficulty in moving the injured part, swelling of the affected part, a slight bending at the site of injury, and the structural change with respect to a similar bone. Children, let's look. What are the first aids given to a person whose bone is fractured? The broken parts should not be moved. Tying splints will be helpful. What is a splint? Let's look. Splint means a strong support made of wood, plastic or metal. Tying the broken part using a splint helps to block its movement. Okay children, let's summarize our today's session. Today we studied about joints, types of joints, bone fracture, symptoms of bone fracture, first aid given to bone fracture. I hope all of you understood today's topics very well. Thank you.